Lyd is preferred, but Lydia isn't dead, and she, he, and they pronouns. I'm bisexual, with the view of it as meaning, like, the genuine one where you're attracted to anyone. It doesn't mean, like, it doesn't exclude anything. Like, not the bi equals two, but, like, you're attracted to your own gender, which I guess means nothing now, and anyone of any other gender. I came out probably my freshman or sophomore year of high school, and it was largely remarkably easy, especially, like, maybe not for my family, in that, like, I don't really know that I experienced, like, homophobia from them, but especially my dad's side of my family was very much just like, no, you aren't, which I bet has been fun for them, as I've spent the last 8 years going, yes, I am. But with my friends and my community and the school that I was in, it was very much not a big deal for anyone. Asheville is not a lot of the times what it likes to think of itself as and present itself as, but I find that the young people that I grew up with that went to Asheville High were very, very much not homophobic. Like, there was just not, it was not a culture. And I think maybe that's different from a lot of Western Carolinian experiences. If you are perhaps somewhere more rural, or you've been a little bit older than I am, but it was not strange or uncommon in my high school experience. Western was much more conservative than my high school experience, which I think is the opposite of what a lot of people have when they leave their hometowns and go to college. I had a reverse, and it was very hard, especially starting in 2016, right after the 2016 election. There was a strong wave of people who felt very empowered to be very conservative, and not empathetic to other people's experiences, let me just say. And so, but I also think that I was very cushioned by that because, at the time I identified as a cis woman, and I still am very, like, cis woman passing. Like, you would look at me and think, like, that's a cis woman, a cis white woman. So nobody is going to hurt me or do anything bad to me. Like, I got, like, mostly some, like, rude, like, sexualizing comments. But, like, it's not ideal, but it's fairly harmless. I never felt, like, unsafe, and nobody ever, like, called me a slur or anything. Quarantine has, like, caused people to, like, self-examine and, like, discover new facets of themselves. So I have always not really fucked with gender. Like, there have been times when I was younger, like really young, like early elementary school, where I would just, like, randomly be like, I'm gonna start wearing dude clothes all the time, and, like, demand that, like, my parents and grandparents, like, use a different name, and, like, he, him pronouns for me. And, that kind of became something that I suppressed as I got older because, there is, like, a social value in, like, fitting in. And I don't know entirely that that is something that would have been part of the, like, general consciousness and accepted when I was in high school. But I just don't feel as strongly connected to she, her anymore. I don't feel like it's gone. So I consider myself sort of, like, gender fluid NB. And I'm comfortable with all pronouns and kind of want that, I contain multitudes, right? So I want that, recognized as a part of myself. And it's really wonderful to me and precious to me. So it's like, I don't keep it from people because I'm ashamed of it. Obviously, I keep it from people because I love that part of myself. And for someone to misunderstand it or mischaracterize it or make fun of it, would be very painful to me. I don't think anything that is truly a part of you stays buried forever. there's no saying in what way those things become realized, but I don't think anything that you're meant to have will stay away from you forever. And I think I have become more fulfilled by like experiencing this part of myself. It's become kind of like that trope where it's like, a lot of people who are gay now remember having that experience of Googling, am I gay, when you're little? And it's like, you wouldn't be Googling, am I gay, if you were straight, right? Like, so the same thing is like, am I trans? Am I non-binary? Like, you wouldn't think about your gender all the time if that was something that you were happy with it the way it is. But the he, she, they thing sort of allows me to, like, you can't dead name me. You can't use the wrong pronouns for me because, like, there are no, but, you know, to some extent, people who don't understand you will never be equipped to respect you. I was added through the law school to a group chat that was called Gals of Section D, which is like my law school section. And I, you know, was in there for a while and felt like it was a safe space. And I was like, I just want to let you guys know that I actually use he, she, and they pronouns intermittently, that I'm like very happy and I hope I can stay and hang out with the gals. And they, like immediately switched it to pals of Section D, which first of all, like absolutely tear jerking.
I love pals.
Like just very, very genuine. Like it was not performative. It was not with commentary. They were just like, well, it's not true anymore. And that was just a wonderful experience for me. But that members of that group have been including, like, on their little Zoom squares, you know, first name, last name, and then pronouns, even though many, like the vast majority of them, to my knowledge, are cis women, just so that it becomes more normal to have like your pronouns in your thing. And so that it's not just me and the one other non-binary person I know in the law school who are like have their pronouns in their chat. So yeah, it's, you know, we should be doing what we can for each other.